Hey guys, what's good? Just coming at you with another video of a watch I just got in and one I'm really excited about. This is an Omega. It's a Seamaster Professional and this is the reference 2254.50. You know, the Seamaster has undergone a lot of different versions, and this was, I think, 3 versions ago now. And it's a watch that I think encompasses all the good things that Omega does and leaves out a lot of the not so great things. 41 millimeters in diameter. You can see it's got a couple of complications. It's got a sweep seconds hands. You can see the date nicely integrated at 3 o'clock there. It's got a unidirectional diving bezel and screw down crown, water resistant to 1,000 feet or 300 meters. It's also got this interesting crown right here, and this is actually a helium escape valve. If you're like me, you spend extended time hundreds of meters below the ocean in a diving bell, and so whenever you resurface, you need to equalize pressures in your watch so your crystal doesn't pop out, and so that's really handy for whenever you do that. Take a look at the dial. You can see that wave pattern is not just printed on the dial, but it's actually a 3-dimensional pattern that you can kind of look at there. So that's really cool. The Omega symbol is not applied, but you know, it's really well done. You can see the writing on the dial there. It's got a great loom. All the markers are loomed, and you know, critical to this version of the Seamaster, it has these sword hands as opposed to the newer style cutout hands. You know, the new hands are fine, but gosh, man, this older style looks so unique, so classic. You can see that the watch has the lyre lugs, these twisted lugs. Really cool, a very classic Omega feature. And this one comes on the bond bracelet. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 link bracelet, very comfortable, and it's got a high quality clasp that's machined, not stamped. You can see it's got some writing there, really nicely done. It is twin trigger activated, so you can see that. Like I said, really nicely made clasp, and it has a, see if I can get this to, but it has a extension for whenever you put it on your wrist, but over your diving suit. And so you can see kind of what the clasp looks like there. Really well made, really nice. A weakness of the watch, as nice as the clasp is, it doesn't have any micro adjustment. I'm sure the newer versions of the Omega Seamaster line has micro adjustment built into the clasp, but this version did not. Screw down case back. You know, it's got the Seamaster and the Omega symbol there. So just a really nice watch. And one I like a lot, and one I think that is really undervalued. You know, the new Seamasters are really nice, but they're really thick. I mean, look how thin this watch is. I mean, this is so beautifully thin, you know, and Omega just really got everything right with this watch. I mean, they were able to achieve 1,000 feet of water resistance with a case that thin. Let me do something here. So look how thin the case is. And then look at this watch, a watch I love. This is my Marathon JSAR. You know, it's got some similar features, you know, a diving bezel, and you can see that the size is not that incomparable whenever you look at it head on. Obviously, this is a much larger watch, but look at the thickness of these two watches. I mean, it's like amazing, like the difference. And these watches both have the same exact water resistance. and it's just a tribute to how good Omega engineering, I'm not going to say is, how good Omega engineering was. I mean, this is like a beautifully made watch. And so let's try it on the wrist, because I know that's what y'all are waiting to see, and I will be right back. And I'm back, and so let's talk about this watch and how it feels on the wrist. And to sum it up in one word, I mean, just outstanding. I mean, the build quality on this watch is just like superb. The bracelet is so comfortable. The 5-link bracelet that Omega made for the Bond version is just superb. The clasp, easy to operate, clicks securely, and you can just see that the watch just fits properly on my wrist. I really wish Omega would bring back this style of dive watch. I think they would really be helping their cause when it comes to their position in the market. The newer versions of these Seamaster Professionals are really well made. They're beautiful watches, of course. They're very competently made. The dials are more interesting, the case materials are more interesting, but they lack an ergonomic language that kind of makes sense. I mean, the newer version of the watch, I mean, feels like it's twice as thick as this watch, like for no reason. And this one is just so comfortable to wear. I think the clasp, like I said, is a weakness. And so to get just like the perfect fit, you have to use, you can see I've got it here though, you have to use like half links. And so the fit is close on my wrist, but I've actually had to order another half link to put on this side to get it just the way I like it. But the watch is excellent. The watch is like a real bargain out there. It's got classic good looks, and the price is just really too good to be true. I got this watch as a pretty much a complete set. I got the original box, thrashed, but it's original. I got an instruction manual. I got a warranty card. The watch was originally purchased 15 years ago in 2006. That's amazing. And even got the chronometer certificate. But I paid like around $2,500 for this watch. I mean, that's less than a fourth of what you pay for a Rolex Submariner. Hell, it's about a fourth of what you pay for like a Rolex Datejust. It comes in a couple of different sizes too. This is the 41 millimeter size, and I think it comes in like a mid-size, like a 37 millimeter size. Strongly recommend, if you're going for this version of the Seamaster, get it on the 41. These kind of lugs wear quite small, and so even if you're used to like a 36 millimeter watch, the 41 is the way to go. You get a really nice big dial. And just look how nicely that sits on my wrist. It's just so like, it just really drapes across the wrist really nicely. In order to do that, they've had to scallop the bezel, so you can see that the bezel isn't stuck up. Like, look at this bezel. I mean, this thing is like a monster, but you could turn that with like oven mittens on. This one, not so much. This one, you kind of gotta work it a little bit because it's so well integrated into the shape of the case. Not a knock, but just a reality. Lume is great. Those sword hands, I can't say enough about them. They are so much better in just about every way than Omega's current hands. This has the Bond bracelet. This is not the Bond dial though. And so the Bond dial has those like cut out, hour and minute hands. And they're cool. I mean, they're interesting for what they are, but they lack legibility, which I think is really important whenever it comes to like a diving style watch. Anyway, it fits really good on my wrist. I really like it. Strongly recommend the 41 millimeter version of the watch. I mean, and at $2,500, you're not going to find like a better watch at that price. I mean, this is an Omega for $2,500. It's such a bargain on the secondary market right now. I really, really highly recommend picking up one of these. I think the popularity of this particular model is going to continue to rise. I remember not that long ago, maybe you could get these for $1,700, $1,800. Prices have creeped up. I got a pretty good deal on mine considering the good condition it's in, and the fact that I get a lot of the the accessories at $2,500. you know, but between $2,500 and like $3,000, I think it's like a super good deal. You know, at $3,500, $4,000, I mean, that's tough. I mean, you got some really good Breitlings, you've got some really good watches from Germany that you have to compete with. You know, you've got some other Omegas that you'd have to compete with. But at $2,500, man, you get a diving bezel, you get 300 meters water resistance. It's such a great case. That's such a great size. I think it's hard to argue with. Anyway, I hope it comes across how much I like the watch. I love it. Stainless steel, beautiful piece, just so easy to wear. And not just stainless steel, but brushed stainless steel. You know, so it's got some polished elements, but it's mostly brushed, and so it really looks proper. It looks like a tool watch, and it doesn't look like a shiny kind of like a chintzy kind of like wannabe watch. Comes with a very solid, rock hard, you know, ETA movement. It's a chronometer spec. You know, I've got the chronometer certificate to prove it. It's a chronometer spec movement, so it'll keep as good time as anything else. And yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a very good Swiss automatic watch with just really legit pedigree, and that is undervalued and great value for the money, not too common attributes I would attribute with a lot of Swiss watches nowadays, but undervalued, great value for the money. Swiss automatic from like, you know, a top 5 brand. I mean, this is an Omega. I think this is like a really, really solid no-brainer watch to get. Anyway, sorry, rambling as usual. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Omega Speedmaster Professional. Sorry about that. Omega Seamaster Professional SMP 300. And I really think this is the version to get. You want this one before prices continue to climb, because I think the new versions, while really nice, they lack the classic look and the classic feel of this one. You know, in the early 2000s when Omega really did get everything right. Anyway, quick look. Hope you liked the video. Look forward to making more content for y'all soon. Take care. Bye.